Hey, what's going on? My guest tonight is arguably one of the best wrestlers in the nation. He went 48-0 on his junior and senior year at Mesa High. He's currently third in the nation and is this year's defending Pac-10 champion at the 125 pounds. Now, despite being born with one leg, he proves that anything is possible with hard work. Please welcome Anthony Robles. Anthony, what's going on, my friend?
How you doing?
So I want to get to know the real Anthony. Tell me about growing up in Mesa.
I was just a normal kid. I was actually a little kid. I weighed about 90 pounds my freshman year. I moved from California. Wasn't really interested in wrestling. Just kind of did it because my older cousin did it, to kind of keep me busy in the summertime. And, I just stuck with it, and it's paid off. I'm actually doing pretty well right now. Pretty
well indeed. I mean, come on, my man. I mean, why wrestling, though? What made you keep coming back for more?
I think I just like the how it's more, it's all on you. Whereas football, it's a team, it's a team sport. If the team wins, it's because the team did well. Whereas wrestling, how hard you work determines how well you do. And, all my life, people have kind of, they haven't really given me a shot at anything. Like, oh, I'm never going to be as good as other kids, because I was born with one leg. And wrestling kind of gave me that opportunity to, really show what I had and, work for what I wanted to get.
Did people think you were just crazy when you wanted to wrestle?
A little bit, yeah, but, luckily I had my family behind me. And, my closest friends were always behind me, pushing me through. I can remember when I first started wrestling, I wasn't very good. I think I won, like, less than half my matches. Oh, man. I was like last in the city, and people were like, oh, you're trying hard, you're doing good, just keep it up. And now that I'm kind of, I'm doing a lot better, they're kind of like, oh, it's not fair, you have one leg, so you have an advantage. So, I think I've really come pretty far from where I started, and I'm hoping to be at the top of the podium this year at Nationals.
Tell me about your advantages of having one leg, like you're lower. Just explain, elaborate a little bit.
I wrestle a little bit different than the average wrestler, whereas, when they're standing up, I like to drop to my knee and make my opponent wrestle me down there. It kind of utilizes my upper body strength more. And, it's really just kind of my own unique style, where every wrestler has their own style. And I really don't see it as an advantage. I just see it, that's how I wrestle. Some guys are real tall, so they're going to use their leverage on people. I have one leg, I'm a little bit stronger, I'm going to use that, to my advantage.
All right, I see you doing big things. All right. So tell me, how did you deal with the balance issue since you only have one leg?
It was just kind of a trial and error thing. Starting off my freshman year, my coach, Bobby Williams, he was real good with working with me. He just kind of threw moves at me, and if it worked, it worked. We keep, expanding on it, and if it didn't, then it was just back to the drawing board and figure out something else. But I just kind of, we just try to figure out a method that would work for me, and for my condition, and it's paying off.
Okay. Yeah. So I read in high school, your junior and senior year, you were 40-0? I thought I misread that. I'm just maybe 40-0. How did you deal with that pressure, match after match, just getting ready?
I had a goal in mind. I wanted to be a national champion in high school, senior nationals, and I just tried to go into every match, thinking it was the national championship match. And it worked out. That's what I'm trying to do right now in college. I just go with that same mindset. Every match is the championship, and
Oh no, it got you this far. You're doing good. All right. So why did you choose ASU?
I grew up out here pretty much, and I got 3 younger brothers who are coming into wrestling. One of them just took second in state yesterday. Oh, so nice. Family's pretty happy about that. And it's just kind of where I grew up. I wanted to be the hometown boy on the team. Oh, definitely. And okay. Just wrestling in front of my family and my friends, and all the people who supported me in high school, and they really kind of pushed me through. So I couldn't have gotten as far as I am right now without them.
So is family really important to you, Anthony?
It is. We're a real close family. I try to go back. They live right there in Mesa, so I try to go back as much as I can. So we just kind of hang out, barbecue, and even though we're a wrestling family, we kind of, once we're in the house, we turn it off. We just kind of chill, so it's nice.
That's real nice. Anthony, how long did it take you to get used to the college wrestling, like the speed, the intensity of it?
It took a while. Luckily I was able to redshirt my first year. But, my senior year of high school, I was fortunate to get some pretty tough wrestlers in the room with me to train with me. One of them was Henry Cejudo, the gold medalist, future gold medalist. He was in there, and I had a couple other guys from Division II that are national champions, and they kicked my butt all summer, but it kind of prepared me early on for what I was gonna experience in college. So just that upper hand kind of helped me out.
Talk about you in nationals. You psyched up? You ready to go, my man?
I'm excited. I took 4th last year. I'm ranked 3rd right now. you know, I obviously want to finish first, and you know, I'm going to go for it this year.
What are some of your life goals, Anthony, that you want to accomplish when it's all said and done?
In wrestling, I want to be a national champion. I'm hoping to graduate with my degree in business communications. I'd like to be a motivational speaker, so that's where I'm aiming right now. I've been in contact with some people actually, and I'm thinking about maybe trying to hit the Olympics in 2012.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
One more thing. When it's all said and done with ASU, what do you want your legacy to be?
Just want to be a bad wrestler. It's my legacy right there.
Just want to be the best?
Be the best, exactly.